Yes. Hello, YouTube. Hello, people. Let's start our conversation today. My name is Diego. I'm the host here on TNT. TNT is a platform that people can use it to make friendship, to talk with other people, to improve their conversation skills. Yes, I will show my screen, explain a little bit more about TNT. Yes, 1 minute. Oh, yes. Here. Share screen. Yes. Good. What's TNT? TNT is a community. Yes, we are here to talk, to make conversations, a community about English. We're not teacher. I'm not a teacher here. This is not a class. Yes, we work as in a format of conversation, easy conversations. We don't have the compromise to follow all the questions that we put here, but we have a kind of a script with questions to answer about a specific topic. Yes, we are on YouTube. That because you are seeing us right now in a live, and we have a prop plan that people can make a class about different idioms. We have four languages: English, Spanish, Italian, and French, and that's it. Yes. Today we are going to talk about consumerism. We have here one video. I will start with this video, and after that, we have some questions to make a reflection about this topic. Yes. After this, I will present myself, Alberlene too, and we will start this conversation. 1 minute, because I need to share with sound. It's important to share with sound because I have sound on the video. Very good. Share. Yeah, it's optimized for video clip. Okay. Alberlene, are you seeing my screen right now? Yes?
Yeah, I can see.
Very good. I will start the video. So it's a short video.
Nations have access to products that have truly changed society. From the smartphone, the TV, to items we take as necessities today, like a refrigerator. It can feel like the whole world is looking to what's next, a mentality based around buying that circulates everywhere. This idea is known as consumerism, the idea that buying items fulfills a purpose rather than just what's needed. This video doesn't intend to necessarily call out consumerism as an objective good or bad, but instead look to where its roots lie, where it is now, and what role it plays in modern life. Humanity always desires more, whether it be power, wealth, property, or just influence. Humans want more. This concept isn't new, as even in ancient times some would have far more than others, usually based around positions in society. As society developed, the wealthy began to flaunt their wealth with possessions, fancy clothes, numerous spices, hiring servants, and so on. This was reserved for the top tiers of society until just a century ago, when the concepts of mass production and interchangeable parts allowed even unskilled workers to produce high-quality products in bulk. The price of these goods became cheap enough that a quickly expanding middle class could soon purchase items once considered well out of reach. These new items developed a new mindset amongst both the middle class and upper class alike, to always acquire more. For some context, before this expansion of consumerism, goods were purchased with specific intent. Whether this was to make work easier or a necessity to live, goods were purchased when needed and rarely more. As consumerism hit the mainstream, people desired new goods constantly. This concept was greatly explored by sociologist Thorstein Veblen. He created the idea of conspicuous consumption. The acquisition of expensive goods created the perception of wealth and success. A fancy watch, a new car, air conditioning, and more showed off that the owner must be well off. Clothes were not the only way to determine the success of a stranger. Now their possessions did all of the talking for them. As more people desired to be admired for possessions and the perception of success that came with it, they wanted to buy more. This made marketing teams' jobs far easier, as they could market towards the expanding middle class, making new, non-essential items seem like a must. The line between need and want begins to blur, and over the decades, consumerism becomes so ingrained in the human consciousness that it becomes hard to escape. As time went on, media and arts became commercialized using advertisements. As these industries, such as film, grew, so did the desire to put advertisements before and sometimes during them. An average TV show consists of around 9 minutes of advertisements for every 30 minutes, or around 30% of a program. As this becomes the new national pastime, so to speak, more brands become recognizable and developed an image. As more products become part of common knowledge, it made the idea of owning that product even more appealing. Marketing budgets began to surpass the actual production of the product, and eventually we arrived to where we are at today. Consumerism sounds pretty bad, right? Constant advertisements, a desire for more being the mentality of so many, but in actuality, it really isn't all that bad. Without consumerism, companies lose a drive to compete with not just other companies, but the consumer's interest. Sometimes this involves making a better product, and sometimes it can allow a small creative mind to sell a product without everybody saying, "Why do I need this?" Consumerism gives merit to what some would see as pointless products, looking at you, smartwatch, while simultaneously giving those who want it the opportunity to buy it. Of course, the negatives of consumerism are apparent at every turn. Success isn't determined by how many cars you have or how big your TV is, it just shows how you choose to spend your money. Not always bad, not always good, but it's something you and I will just have to deal with. This is Cody of Knowledge Hub.
Okay. Whoa, very good. Alberleni, do you think about consumerism? It's common in your thoughts, this topic, or no, you don't thought about it?
Yeah, sure. So it's I really love to talk about that, but when I start talk about that, I normally introduce one kind of new conception. It's something about the minimalism. Do you know? Do you listen before?
So interesting. Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's the opposite conception about consumers.
Yes.
Yeah, consumers.
Consumerism.
Yeah. So, and that's it. I really love to talk about that, but when in the other perspective, yeah, because I believe the minimalism will be one opportunity to save or to reduce the consumers.
Yes, yeah, so good. I will start presenting myself, yes. As you can see, my name is Diego. I'm 36 years old. I'm married, I have kids. As I said before, I live actually in a small city. The name is Ouro Fino. It's a small city in countryside of Minas Gerais state. I work as a data analytics manager. I work in a marketing and advertising company. That's because I chose this topic, because it's so interesting. It's related to my job. I don't make the campaigns and I don't make the advertise, but I use it to analyze the numbers of the campaigns, of the advertising that our clients make. And I just put out a kind of intelligence with these numbers. Yes, that's my job. I'm here on TNT since February 2021, and I'm host since of the beginning of this year. Yes, and present yourself to us, Alberlene, please.
Okay, sure. So I'm Alberlene. I'm from Fortaleza, Ceará, but nowadays I live in Salvador, Bahia. I live with my sister, my two dogs, and yeah, I really love talk about that new concept, yeah, or pay attention about how we can lead with material things, yeah, or because that involves a lot of subjects like financial education, or sorry, it's my connection. So
Yes.
I work like a air traffic controller. Yeah. So that's it.
Air traffic controller?
Yeah. Yeah, air traffic
Whoa,
controller.
so it's a very responsible job, yes?
Yeah, it's a little stressful too.
I believe so, yes. Very good, Berleni. We have here the questions, but it's not, it's just a path. Yes, we don't need to follow all the questions. We can make the different questions and talk about minimalism. Yes, it's a topic that you love it, and I love too. This topic is so interesting. Let's start with the first one. Yes, which social facts influence consumerism? What do you think, Berleni, about this question?
Yeah, I never think about, yeah, maybe when you talk about social factors, it's something like a culture, or in Brazil, it's very common. We have states, yeah, or status. I don't know how can I
Yes.
pronounce that, but it's very common. By the way, in the other day, I was talking with a girl, and she is living in the Ireland. Yeah, and she brings that difference between the culture, because in Brazil, sometimes it's not so easy to get new phones or a good car. Yeah, and when we are worried about get that thing to show the other persons. Yeah, and in the other
Yes.
countries, sometimes the persons are just just have interesting about the experience, yeah, because the level of the life it's different, yeah, because in Brazil the
Yes.
economic situation sometimes it's hard, so we need get or buy something to show the other persons, and that
Yes.
things are relationship, there are relationships about the success. Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
that.
No, very good answer. I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you in this point. I will add a different point here to this topic. It's as you said, it's a cultural here in Brazil. People try to show themselves to the world not for what they are, but what they have. Yes, to
Yeah.
have a lot of things, and there is a word in English. I just make an appointment about this word because it's a very difficult. Yes, the name is boast. Boast. The translation is ostentação. Yes, we have even one kind of music here in Brazil, a music style. The name is funk ostentação, because people show
Yeah.
all the time a lot of money in their hands, a lot of gold chains in the necklaces, yes, with a lot of gold, and very expensive cars as Porsches and Ferraris. And people use this to show their success, to other people. That's a bad one bad way to see the consumerism. Yes, as we watched on the video, we not consumerism is not something about bad things. Yes, we have a little bit of good behind the consumerism, but the worst thing is this kind of a boast to show things that you have, and to I don't know, to building a status, as you said. I think that's the word, status to other people with the things that you have. Yes, and social facts, the influence of this. We have right now the social media, and on the past we don't have social media. We don't have our neighborhood, our city, and the people who knows us, who knew us on that time, and we just show to these people our things. Yes, Right now, we are seeing all the time the social media, Instagram, and other tools, and there we can see people with these things, with there's consumerism, there expensive trips, yes, and I think that we have one relationship between the grow up of the consumerism and the beginning of the social media platforms.
Yeah, I totally agree with you when you talk about that, because we have a lot of YouTubers or influencers, yeah. And sometimes when you use the social media, or when you have a contact with the kind of persons, and the persons are sell something to you, yeah. And the most part of the time you don't need that, yeah. It's just to show the other persons and to be, it's not famous, but to be fashion, yeah,
Yes.
in your society, and to be a good person. It's like it's something like building a new lifestyle, yeah. And when
Yes,
you
that's the point.
yeah, so that can be danger, because sometimes the persons can be really have a connection, or created a connection, and be confused about your what it's you help you in your life, and what you need to have, yeah. Because sometimes the
Yes.
persons believe, oh, I used to be happy if I get a new cell phone or a new car, yeah. If I have a lot of money, I will to be happy, but that involves other parts in your life, and not just
Yes,
about
Belén.
financial situation, yeah.
Yes, it's a good point, yes. Because we are in a society that people has more and more need to be more, want to be more all the time in their jobs. And this run to building things and to make money and to buy to consumerism, yes, that's the word, make people more and more vazias, I forgot the word, vazias, without sense of the life sense,
Yeah.
without values. Yes, the love is not on these things. Yeah, the love is in the persons, is the connections, real connections with other people. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
about one thing. The things go out. Yes, the relationships can be more strongful and during the time. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good point, because sometimes when you have a lot of things like a different clothes, or different cars, or different things in your house, for example, that's things demand repair, or demand take care about that. So in your mind, it's, do you have a lot of demand, or do you have a lot of
Yes.
yeah, all the time you need to bring something new in your house, and sometimes you don't need
Yes.
that. You can
Yes.
have a simple life, yeah, one quiet
Yes, you
life.
don't have a peaceful time for you because you are all the time showed what I need for me. I need to change my car. I need to change my cell phone because you are right now in the iPhone 50, iPhone 70. Yes. And this is so dangerous because we are not happy with our conditions. Yes, we just try to put our happiness in material things, and it's not
Yeah.
good to us. Yes.
So I have one question about your job, because how
Yes.
kind of products you are able to know, like in the
Yes.
in your statistic, yeah, when you
Yes.
talk
Yes.
about numbers, what kind of the products you can
Yes.
follow in that share? Sure.
Good question. Yes, because this question is related to this topic. Yes, the market, the world of data is so so big. Yes, we can work with numbers and with data in a different types of market. For example, in a financial market, in health market. The market that I works is marketing and advertising. Yes, I work in an agents, and in my agents, people made advertising and the campaigns and the movies to the television for big companies of Brazil. Yes, our clients are so big. We have a different types of clients here, but is the most big companies of Brazil have a part in that in these companies. And on my job, people make the advertising. For example, you are just now scrolling your Instagram. Yes. If you have the target, you are a girl, you have between 20 and 30 years, for example, you have the college degree, and this is a target. And the people input this target on the platform and show to you one advertising about one of our products. For example, we have here a company who sells makeup, for example. It's one of our clients, yes? Makeup, perfumes, and this kind of things to our beauty, yes? And you are the target, and we input money on the platforms to show you this advertising, yes? And this works all the time on television, on the Instagram, on LinkedIn, in a kind of a media that's offline. For example, the name is out of home. When you are in an elevator, for example, and you see in the screen in elevator one advertise about one product, yes, in the LED panel. This is a kind of advertising too. And my work is understand the numbers behind this advertising and try to show to our clients that this campaign, it's good, it's so, or is the best than other campaigns, and show the number of sales, the number of people who interact with this advertising, yes? And it's so interesting because we can see the way that these brands and these big companies manipulate the people to buy the things, yes? They are using this all the time.
Yeah, I was talking about that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's something like the companies created one demand or one problem, yeah, to sell your products, yeah. And sometimes the person don't need sell something to resolve that problem. Sometimes it's not a problem.
Yes, yeah? And we use it, for example, these social facts. For example, we have influencers that we pay for show the products to their audiences, yes? Sometimes, for example, I remember one good example. It's not about my job, but it's a very conhecido, knowledge, no, I forgot. But it's very conhecido in our market, yes? It's about their sambista. What's the name of the sambista? From Rio de Janeiro. It's not Martinho da Vila. The other who drinks beer a lot.
Zeca Pagodinho.
Zeca Pagodinho. For example, I remember that, I don't know, it's Kaiser or another brand of beer pays for Zeca Pagodinho a kind of a contract. And at the contract, Zeca Pagodinho needs to record a lot of movies about the Kaiser, appear on public beer Kaiser on the soccer players, soccer matches, and in different pubs during his shows, beer Kaiser, yes, and they can't beer another type in public, another type of beer. Yes. In the behind of scenes of the recording, the advertising campaign on the studio, one guy talked to other and write this in their blogs that Zeca Pagodinho used the bottle of Kaiser, but inside they put a Brahma beer because they don't. Yes, they
I don't believe that.
They don't like Kaiser. Yes, this showed to us what is it's not so, how can I say? They don't have root raízes. It's not a fair situation. Yes, this is an influencer. This is a show people, a showman who shows one thing, but behind this, they don't use, they don't like the brand. It's just for, I don't know, sell a product to other people.
Was like a work, but it's amazing example situation,
Yes.
But I can see that can be happen all the time, but we just not don't. I need to confess, to be honest, we are very we are very influenced by Instagram or social medias, by television, and I think that can be a danger for us sometimes, and you need to be awake about that.
Yes, even you saw just for a curiosity, for example. I don't know. I have my way to live. I'm just here. I'm just seeing this for a kind of a job or a kind of to waste time. Yes, but all things that you see enter in your mind. Yes, it's in your brain. And this can manipulate you in a decision more, how can I say, the decision more, not one reasonable decision, but for example, one more, I forgot the word right now, is yes, it's sentimental decision. And the process to buy one thing is not just reasonable. We almost of the time we use our sentiments when we will buy one thing, and this is a good point, because we don't need one thing, but we want, and we don't have one reason behind this thing, but we want. I want a new cell phone. This is this worked very good. We don't have a problem, but I need a new one, and I will pay for it. I buy a new one without one good and strong reason behind this decision. Yes, it's an emotional process, not just one rational process.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and there are some examples like during the holidays, international holidays, like East, or when you need to buy chocolate, or chocolate eggs, or in the Christmas, when
Christmas is so common.
In the Mother's Day, or
Black Friday too.
So you know a lot because you work in that
yes.
event, and all the time the capitalism created a demand for the persons to use your money, to movement the money in the society. But we, in my opinion, we need to be awakeness about that, and think more about that consumist, Maybe you don't need a lot of things in your life. For example, I just have one car, and I just need one car by me, and I don't need that 2 or 3 cars. It's not real in my life, And for example, I can give some example about that. But yeah, I prefer change my mindset about that. Like nowadays, I'm trying to teach a lot about the minimalism, or that's new conception. Yeah, because it's that can be help me a lot about my financial education and about
Yes.
to appreciate something simple in my life, like have a travel or have a good experience when you're with your family. Yeah, because nowadays we created some of demands, like a new cell phone or a lot of clothes or a lot of electrodomestic. I don't know to say that. I
Yes.
think is that. Yeah.
Yes.
For
We are
example,
slaves of these things, yeah?
yeah,
We
nowadays,
start to be slaves all the
yeah,
time. We need, I need.
yeah. And I'm not the good example about to be a minimalist because I have two kinds of uh, coffee machine. Yeah, I just need two coffee machine, but I have, and that's a good example about consumerism. Yeah, because
Yes,
sometimes
yes.
I didn't use them. I just use the root way to do my coffee. Yeah, but it's
Yes,
a good
yes, with
example.
coador, boiled water,
Yeah,
and put
it's
inside.
the best
Yes,
coffee. Yeah, it's the best
yes,
coffee. But I bought two kinds of coffee machine, and sometimes I use, but it's not necessary. Yeah, sometimes
yes,
I can see in my kitchen
yes.
some device or some equipment, and I don't use very well. Like the other day, I bought wafer machine. Yeah, we don't have a
Yes, I
culture to
know.
eat wafer here in Brazil,
You
but
use
I
a month, once a month,
yeah,
just, yes.
one time it's 2 or 3 months, but I bought and yeah, it's good. It's a difference, but it's not one necessity in my life. Yeah, but
Yes,
sometimes
I believe so.
and because of that, I'm try or I'm change my mindset because we need to be more awakeness about that. How can I say it before?
Yeah, so important, yes. Because we need to detach, yes, desapegar, detach of these things, because we we have more things to handle day by day, our sentiments, the other people, our family, and if you are all the time thinking about material things, it's not good for us. Yes, we have other ways to solve these problems. It's not with material things just. Yes. The five questions, so interesting. We talked a little bit about this topic, but I think that's important to us answer this. Is there a way to escape the culture of consumerism? Then minimalism is a way. Yes, it's an answer that people made for this kind of a consumerism. I see minimalism in two different ways. I will have people more radical, as we can watch it on the Netflix documentary. So the book too. I believe that's a good way to to build in your life. Yes, but we have different conditions. Yes, especially if you have a family. I have a family. I have a wife. I have a kids, and the other way that I see the minimalism, it's well, it's important that your exterior. Yes, you don't need, for example, three coffee machines. You don't need two or three cars. It's important to handle, but your interior disposition to handle with these things. Yes, for example, you have two coffee machines, and if you are seeing that it's not it's not useful for you all the time, you can, I don't know, sell or make a gift with one of them. You're not detached to these material things. Yes, it's a kind of be more open to this is a material thing. Is not so important for me. If a thief stolen this for me, not the end of the world. Yes, I will buy another one more simple or more expensive, but it's not the end of the life. We have right now people, if they stolen their cell phones, they cry, they go to the hospital. People steal my cell phone. What we gonna do right now? Yes, that's for me. It's a good way to handle with consumerism. What do you think, Alberene? A good way to put out consumerism of our lives?
I think will be start when you become awake about that consumist or awake about the capitalism, yeah. And sometimes you need just pay attention about what it's important in your life, yeah. So in your time, it's the matter than other things, yeah, the material things. So sometimes you just need essential things in your life, in your house, yeah, and you can improve your days or your experience without a lot of things, yeah, because you sometimes you have a lot of things and you don't have time to enjoy. So I think the one way to escape is change that, and because of that, I start to study about minimalism or watching videos and read some books about that. And the minimalism is not just about the consumerism or material things, yeah. And there is it's like a one philosophy about your life.
Way of life,
yeah.
yes, a way of living. Yes.
Give priority about yourself, about your
Mind,
goals, yeah.
your intro, yes, if you believe in God, so, if you have a religion, it's important. Use this in your context, yes?
Yeah, and when you start to think like that, you can see a huge improvement in your life, yeah, because sometimes
the productivity, yes, I think that's so related to the way to live. Increase a lot your productivity, yes.
So nowadays, for example, maybe in the future, I don't want to sell my home or have a lot of houses and near of the beach or something like that. Maybe I just want to be to have money in my account and can be travel to different places, yeah, and beautiful. Rent a house, because that I will be more free in that perspective, yeah. So I think sometimes the material things will restrict your life in your place
all the time, all the time.
So
yes,
I think that's a week. It's important, yeah. It's the first thing, and when you change that in your mind, that can be good. But in the first moment, I think you can reduce the social medias in your day, yeah, where you don't need to use a lot.
That's the advice that you will bring to us right now. Yes, it's try to reduce time. For example, if we have, I don't know the platform that you use. I use iPhones, yes, and here we have a kind of I forgot a resumo of the hours of use day by day.
Yeah, it's like a summary. Yeah, it's a
summary. Statistic summary about your cell phone use helps a lot, because in the end of the week, when I start to review my week and planning the other one, I just see the way that I use the hours that I spend on my cell phone. And I try to remove, I don't know, 30 minutes for social media, for example, or I try to use less WhatsApp, because I don't need to see all the time the WhatsApp. I can make a space in a kind of 50 minutes. Yes, if we have how can I say, emergency, people can call me in a cell phone, yes? It's not important are seeing all the time, second by second, the WhatsApp. This is a totally waste of time. Yes, and I think that's a way to put out this detach of material things and attach to the material things and to start to be less consumerist. It's a good way for me to,
It's a good point because the big problem or will be danger use a lot the social media or cell phone. It's because you created the reality in your mind. You start to think that all the things, the posts are real, and it's not. It's just for change your mindset and created that necessity. So that can be problem. And nowadays we have other problem, and that can be very dangerous. It's about to buy something and use the credit card. You just use some clicks to buy something, and you can split the money to do that. So that can be danger, and it maybe will hide your financial health. So that can be danger.
Sometimes we don't need this thing, and you have the facility because you have a credit card, you have a limit on your credit card, and you have the facility to the easiest to buy this thing just with one click, as Amazon, for example, one click buying, just with one click, one click, and you buy one thing so expensive and make the I forgot the word, parcelas in a kind of 1 year, and it's not a thing that you need in a strongest way. It's not good for you. What is not a necessity. Yes, very good. It's just a good topic. It's I think that we can answer one more question. This is good question 7. Are teenagers and the children becoming consumerist earlier?
I think so. Yes. It's a good point. I never was think about that. But it's a good one because nowadays the kids have contact with internet and social media very early. So sometimes it's able, for example, I have some friends and she has a kid, and the shards are very influencer by social media. Yes. Oh, mother, bring me something because influencer have that.
I saw on the TikTok.
And it's hard because the kids don't know about the money, don't know about how it's difficult to get something. And today, nowadays, I think the kids don't have a money in real paper. Just think the money it's power, but how can I get the money?
Yes, for them the money is a credit card and infinite credit card. Yes, for them
it's like an abstract thing.
Abstract. I don't know, but for me it's the same. They don't have the thought that this money is related to one thing, one real thing, as a gold or one possession or one, I don't know, one building. For them is just an abstract thing inside your credit card. For them, for example, the hours of work. I sell my hours to my company, and they pay for these hours for me. They don't have this way to think in their minds. They don't understand this. It's important because they need it. How can I say this is in English? but to understand the real value of the things. Yes, this is a big challenge that we have here in my house. For example, I have a kids. It's a challenge. Show to them that you have a shoe, for example. Yes, if the shoe is good, you don't need another one. You don't need a new just because your friend has a very beautiful one, different of you. This is working for you. This is a good for you right now. You don't need another one. But then you have money for to pay for me, but you don't need. Yes, you want, but you don't need this new shoe for you.
It's a good point. Yeah. And pay attention about that, about the future of the consumers and the capitalism, something like that, because
yes.
We all the time we are in the environment that will provide that for us. Yeah, so we need to pay attention because we are just one in a lot of people, and the most part of the people don't think like us. Yeah,
that's it. I really believe it's so a point to that we can pass to other generations.
Yeah.
Oh, Berlenia, just put here the link for the survey. If you answer, it helped us a lot about your opinion. Thanks a lot for this conversation. I really appreciate it. It's a dialogue. Yes, it's so good because we have more time to talk, to improve our skills. It's amazing. The topic is so interesting. I think that it's important to us in a few moments to remember these strong points. Yes, because we are just living our lives and we can not forgot this.
Sometimes
it's important
sometimes you don't have time to think about that. Yeah, and I think it's very pertinent to talk about the subject. Yeah,
very good. Yes,
and I'm really happy. I really appreciated about that topic.
Yes.
Really.
and to discuss and talk with different people who think different of us. Yes, and in English too, because it's difficult to explain this in English. It's not one thing so easy. Because it's more a little bit more philosophical. Yes, it's not the one thing that we can describe about the movie, about, I don't know, one real thing, but it's so good to us. It can improve our English skills and make us better people to the world. Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. For example, in the beginning of the conversation, I'm one person, but now I have a lot of concepts, different concepts, and we share some experience, and was
for
good
me too,
to listen.
Yes, I learned a lot with you, Oberlene. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this moment. And on the next week, I will be here on the same moment, the same time, and the same place. You are invited, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Afternoon.